Hi everybody, it's Caitlin Classing, and I am back with the final vlog for TGS Lions Sunshine, aka Rooney, owned and bred by Ann O'Donnell of Top Gun Stables. I'm going to talk you through Rooney's final preparation for the Young Event Horse Championships, how the championships went, and what we're looking forward to for 2025 season, as well as how we're wrapping up her 2024 year. So for the past few years, I've used the Piedmont Jumper Classic in Upperville as kind of the young horse's final prep before the Young Event Horse Championships. And so Rooney did this same show as a 4-year-old. She jumped around the meter class, and now she's back as a 5-year-old for the meter 10. And this was her first time jumping that height in competition, and I do think that's bigger than most 5-year-olds need to be jumping in competition, and I certainly wouldn't jump her this height regularly, but Rooney's definitely a mare that's found life fairly easy, so every once in a while showing her something that stretches her a little bit keeps her thinking. So I thought she was spectacular to jump around this height in a big ring with lots of atmosphere. You can't really see because Katie's standing on the side that has all of the banners and flags and everything, but it's great preparation for what came next, which was the Young Event Horse Championships. And these are some clips from her dressage test. I thought that she was spectacular. I really couldn't have asked her to be any better. She was really mature. Last year when we brought her as a 4-year-old, I think it was the first time that I felt her really sit up and take notice of the atmosphere. And this time as a 5-year-old, she just felt very within herself. She was aware that it was a big stage. She was aware that she was at a bigger show, but she didn't let it affect her performance at all. So I was incredibly proud of her in the dressage phase, and really across the whole board. I was impressed with her attitude and how well she took in the whole experience. It was a big change from her 4-year-old year, but within what we would expect for how she's been going. She's seen a lot of bigger shows this year, and she's had a lot of opportunities to kind of take in bigger atmospheres. So it was expected that she would take it all in stride, and she did really well. And then we did the confirmation as well, which was very entertaining. The judge said that she'd like her to look more feminine, which I think both her owner and breeder, Ann, and I kind of said, well, we know she's a girl. She knows she's a girl. She's a queen in our barn. Then we moved on to the jumping phases, and again, I thought she was spectacular. For the show jumping, what she jumped at the Piedmont Jumper Show would have been a little bit bigger. And like I said, she's a mare that finds life a bit easy sometimes, so I was a bit worried that she would come in and not really read or respect these jumps like we've talked about in some of her past vlogs, but she really held on the fences really nicely. And then here they had kind of an awkward option. You could go straight in a normal 4 strides or do kind of a fiddly bending 4. And because she is bigger, I wanted to show that she was adjustable and could do the bending 4, and here could do an inside turn and really stay very rideable and almost even pony-like for her size. Like, she is quite nippy. And that paid off. She got a 10 for her rideability, which I wasn't surprised by. I think she's probably one of the most trained and trainable 5-year-olds I've ever worked with. She just shows up to work every day. And then here every year they've had a jump in the water, which I think is a great test for bravery and how well they're going to read the jumps. And then we had our last jump, and she also got a 10 for her gallop, which again, you can see here, pretty special. Like, she's, to me, really in a class of her own in a lot of ways. So she ended up finishing 10th overall and 3rd in the Futurity, and we were so proud of her to sort of step up. The results reflected that, but I think more than anything, her overall performance reflected how well she did. And there you see a little wave to her fan base. We got to have Ann come out and see her in person, which was lovely. So that was the end of her competition season for 2024, but we are going to keep her in work for another 4 weeks or so before she gets 6 to 8 weeks to be barefoot out in the field with her girlfriends. And we're going to spend these next 4 weeks just kind of working on a more nuanced understanding of the flat work. She's very broke and understands leg and hand and is happy to sort of work in between those two and find her natural balance there. But we want to start to have her better able to articulate each part of her body independently and have a half halt where she takes on a little bit more weight behind the saddle. So that's going to be our focus just for the next few weeks. before she gets a very well-deserved holiday. And then for 2025, she'll come out with kind of a deeper understanding of the flat work, a few more tools in her tool belt, and hopefully we'll aim for the young horse class at Morven Park in the fall of 2025. So by far the best part of this experience has been having Rooney in the barn, getting to know her, and getting to know her owner and breeder, Anne. And it was so great to have Anne up at Fair Hill. I felt like the two of us were just total fangirls for Rooney, and she's definitely a mare that's deserving of having her own little entourage follow her around. So it's been lovely to have Rooney in the barn. We really appreciate Anne for giving us the opportunity, and it's been even lovelier to get to know Anne herself, and we really look forward to seeing what we all can accomplish together in 2025. Big thank you to Dee Dee and Lori and everybody involved with the Futurity for the opportunity to showcase Anne's breeding program, Rooney's training process, what a quality mare she is, and we appreciate having the opportunity as well to have you all along for the journey.